What's going on, guys? It's Eric Piccioni. I am going to the gym right now. It is May 14th. It's Tuesday, and usually it's like a 4 or 5 minute walk to the old gym complex right here. Been doing not the best job documenting a lot of stuff. I get into a routine. I just don't feel like recording every moment of my life, but I'll go do a quick workout, try to get some videos, and then I'll do a longer form in a second. But yeah, we'll get some updates going in terms of what we're up to and where we're going, what we're doing, all that fun stuff. So God bless. Stay here. All right, so just finished the workout. Apologies if I'm a little out of breath. I just got done. It was an hour and a half roughly, and my God, it was a humbling exercise or humbling workout day. I used to do only weights, and only until today I started getting back into more body weight stuff like calisthenics, and holy moly, I am done. I did squats, was 125 kilos for 8 reps for 3 sets, and then deadlifts, same weight, 125 for 8, 3 sets. And then instead of doing another barbell set, I went to dumbbell rows. It was like 25 kilos for 8 reps. I used to be a big guy on ego lifting, where I would just grab as much weight as I possibly could, and it would be ugly, but I would get the reps done. And I'm very much done with that, where I'm just trying to get good quality reps every time. Dumbbell rows, and then I went to planche push-ups. So instead of you doing push-ups right about shoulder width and chest height, you put your hands by your waist and your thumbs point up. And I mean, I could probably get 80 or 100 push-ups in a row, but I barely get 10 at once with planche style. I mean, I could probably rep out a couple more, but the importance that I'm trying to focus on is less on just as many reps as possible and just getting as many good reps as I can. 10 reps seems to be a comfortable range right now. And I went right into handstand push-ups. So supersetting that, which is right after you're done with push-ups, I did handstand push-ups. I haven't done these in so long, and I think I used to get like 8 to 10 in a row. I believe at one point I could get like 15 handstand push-ups in a row if I was really fresh. But my goodness, I could get 4, maybe 4. And then the next set I got 3, and the next set I got like 1, and then did 1 again. So to say my shoulders are done is an understatement. My shoulders are freaking gone. And next time what I'll do is I'll start with handstand push-ups after my deadlifts, or after my rows, my like dumbbell rows. Go right into handstand push-ups, and then I'll do pull-ups or chin-ups. Chin-ups are where you have your palms facing you, and then I'll go into push-ups, like planche push-ups, where my hands are pointed to the side. So that way I'm starting my upper body with the heaviest and hardest exercise, and then going into other exercises that are a little bit more possible for reps. So we'll see. And then I finished with ab wheel rollouts. I didn't get it on film because I was already in survival mode, just trying to make it through the exercise. And then I would do 5 reps of ab wheel rollouts, and only focusing on engaging the core the whole time, because if you don't use good form, you could do 50 ab wheels, and none of them will be worth your time because you're not actually engaging the core. And then right after that, I did 30 seconds of Superman holds. So you have your arms, you're laying on your stomach, you have your arms up in front of you, and you lift your legs off the ground as well. So I was done, but it was a good workout. Now I'm just walking in the park, and I will I don't know, I'll think of something else to talk about. But all good things. Check back in. So I just wanted to add on to what I was talking about earlier with like workout stuff. Not that it matters. Maybe someone here will enjoy this information. I find it interesting, and it's kind of crazy because, you know, I do this often where I'll have my mind made up about something and then I'll just decide against it eventually in the future. So for example, I used to be all just like, I'm only going to use weights when I go to the gym, and that's all I'll do, and whatever. But the more I lift, the less I want to feel like a gorilla where I can't fit through doors. Like, that's less and less appealing to me. I'd rather have, whatever you want to call it, functional strength, where I can pull myself up, do muscle ups, or handle my own body weight, instead of just like, I don't want to call it artificial weight, but like, I feel like it's a lot more, you have a lot more control when you do calisthenics and move your body as the weight versus just weights in general, where you lay on the ground and you strictly just press it off your chest. I don't know if that's as functional of a strength as being able to do like awkward push-ups where the weight distribution is off and you have to engage your core a lot more. Like, I'll tell you right now, my core is a lot more sore today than it has been in months of me doing exercises strictly with weights in the gym. And it's a lot harder to do calisthenics, but I think that the benefits are immensely more helpful than just throwing on some heavy weight and just getting big and bulky and not being in good shape, but just looking big. I'd rather feel good and miss out on a little bit of extra like muscle growth than be this big dude that can't do 5 push-ups in a row to save his life. So I don't know, something that I'm thinking through, but I'm good news actually. I'll tell you in a second. So nothing's finalized yet, so I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but my wife and I have potentially found the apartment that we want, like our dream apartment, if you will. It fits within our budget. It's the right size. It's close enough to my wife's family. It's actually in the exact same building, so it's just down a couple flights of stairs. So it literally couldn't be closer. We can throw a rock and hit their place. So it's close enough. It's spacious enough. The lighting is good, even all the way down to like where the windows are placed and how the sun hits the unit. Light goes all the way through because it rises and sets all in the path of where the windows are, which is great, because a lot of the other apartments we saw, while they were great, a lot of them were already renovated. It was very dark. It wasn't big enough. It was too expensive, or there weren't windows facing the park where our daughter would be playing. So it didn't make a ton of sense for us to be there. And yeah, so God willing, we can pull the trigger on this apartment. We'll see, but we're gonna go see it on Thursday, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, a couple other updates I'll give you guys in a second. Here's the promised lands. It's right off the path of where I usually walk. So of course, as I finish some exercise, I just cancel it all out by going to grab a bite at the popular Russian McDonald's, or what I would consider a better version of McDonald's. Actually, one more big update. This is probably the biggest one, is we are no longer planning on keeping our house in Cincinnati because we're running the numbers and we have to earn quite a lot from an Airbnb or short-term rental in order for us to even break even and make $0. So that, plus the fact that I just got an email that our monthly payment for the house went up another $300 due to, you know, increases in property taxes and insurance, which is understandable. But given the fact that in the past 6 or 7 months, the total monthly payment has gone up another $500, $500 to $700, I think $700 actually, all in, just makes it not even feasible to keep or want to keep. And I can only imagine other people how they're handling it. I know it's not just us, there's so many people out there that just got an out of the blue increase in payments. So to us, it just doesn't make any sense to hold on to it anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and just say the hell with it. We're gonna sell off our property. God willing, we can get rid of it in the next 3 to 4 months. That would be insane. If we're able to do that, I would love that. But you know, whatever God wants for us, he'll make happen. But we've got like a week to get all of our stuff, move out, and sell off as much as we can. And then it's really just going to be up in the air in terms of what our realtor does or what he wants to do with the property. I think we might have an estate sale. I have no idea. But it's you know, it's not an easy decision because it's a house, and you know, you want somewhere to come back to in the States. And it's not like we're burning any and all bridges. We do have a house in Texas that we're still keeping. That one makes sense for us to keep. But when you look at the overall investment of both states, or properties rather, I can't see a reasonable argument as to keep a property that's going to cost you a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 a month versus just get rid of it and then have peace of mind knowing that you're good, like you're in the clear. So that's what I would prefer. That's what I would want. And that's what I think my wife and I are going to do, just to simplify, because to me the price to have peace of mind is worth way more than potentially making a couple $100 a month. Other than that, I mean, just bullet point items. We've been here a little over a month and a half now, still as happy as can be. I mean, all of our needs are met. We live simple lives, and we've already gone to a couple shows, some movies, got all of our documents in order. We're just in a groove now. I mean, it's simple. Like usually we'll hang out, do something in the morning, go to a park, and then right around the afternoon I'll start working. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'd much rather this schedule right now because I can get some stuff done in the morning. And like tomorrow I'm going to get a pedicure because, you know, I've never really done that in the States, and I've played sports my whole life, so my feet I'm hoping to save them before they get really messed up. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice place. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. I think there's plenty of people that are curious about how I see this country, see Russia, and it's, you know, it's just any other place to live. It's a place that I feel if you have a strong sense of traditional values, or if you want something out of a country that knows knows who they are, believes that everyone has their responsibilities and that everyone has their roles in the family, then I think this is a great place for you. And I mean, if I had to pick up something on the more negative side, I mean, the only thing I can think of out of everything for what I find important is the buildings aren't extremely extravagant, and they're not built with all glass windows all the way around the building. You know, you can build a modern home and make it look amazing, but your traditional house or apartment isn't going to look as fancy or spectacular as in the States. But that said, the build quality is exceptionally better, where I'm not used to having walls made of pure brick or concrete. And it's great for me because I work from home. So when my daughter is burning the house down and having a tantrum, I can barely hear her. And my wife is, you know, they're in like the next room. So it's just weird to me because all of our houses are built with like plywood or sheetrock. There we go. Jeez. So the houses are made, the walls are made of sheetrock, and sometimes you might have something in the middle. You know, really nice build quality might have something additional, but a majority of the time, if they're built quickly, it's built with like basic pieces of wood, maybe some plywood and sheetrock, and that's the bulk of your walls. And then yeah, you might have some brick on the outside or some siding, and that's about it. But your modern houses, your standard new homes in the States aren't really built that well. I mean, I don't know much about the new quality here either, but all the homes built 15-20 years ago in Russia are fantastically built, and I haven't really run into any major noise issues or challenges. The insulation's great. Like my wife's parents' country house is very well insulated, and you know, it was built by hand too, but it feels great. You know, we don't go often in the winter, but we just went this weekend and it was perfect. So that was something noticeable. The buildings don't look fantastic on the outside, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, as long as it's built well on the inside, that's really what matters. And then apart from that, the one thing I would say that's a bit shocking in the beginning is there is a little bit more trash than I'm used to seeing out in like some of the streets, not all. It's not as perfectly spotless as you know, Moscow or St. Petersburg might be, but I'm not saying from the standpoint of trash. Like, yeah, there are people that throw trash and litter and stuff, which is whatever, but more in the standpoint of the weather conditions are a little bit different since it snows so often. There's more dirt, sand, dust laying around, and it might not feel as squeaky clean. So you might not want to walk around in like perfectly shiny white shoes all the time. Honestly, that is the bulk of what I can think of as far as like negatives. But if you can look past that, I mean, it's whatever. If that's the price you pay to live in a country that makes you feel much better living here, then so be it. But right now, I could show you, there's got to be 50 people at this park, like exercising and hanging out. So it's just fun to be here. I'll have to throw my soccer cleats on one day and go to, I hope this lady doesn't think I'm filming her, but I'll throw my soccer cleats on and go to this little soccer field. Let me turn the camera around actually. So nice little soccer pitch. It's nothing fancy. Like I said, just, you know, sand and little indoor or covered protected area for playing soccer. Should be fun. I want to throw on some cleats one day and kick the ball around. But yeah, it's a nice little place. Spend a couple days a week here, just out walking around. But go hang out with the family, and I'll update you guys in a second.
Тышка, аккуратно, малыш. Say thank you.
So imagine that. That's the park we just came from. There's the exercise station. Look at that. There's another park. Uh-oh, look at this. There's a whole amusement park as well. There's like games on every corner. There's a little a Ferris wheel. There's a bouncy house or slides, carousels, you name it. Little sand pit. I mean, I'd love to see cities where there's just amusement parks galore, and just about every major or every city in other countries. I call me uncultured. It's just new to me. But I don't know. Is this common for other countries to have just amusement parks everywhere? Like, it's in the middle of the. It's not even in the city. It's outside of the main city center. But there's a lot of just cool things you can check out when you're out here. So, are there other cities in Russia that has this? Does every city in Russia have this? I'm curious to hear what's going on. There's also a little, wouldn't call it an obstacle course, but a little zip line, like area where they can walk on the platforms. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. A little mini zoo, petting zoo. You got a couple animals in there. Never been there, but just really interesting to have so many options available. There's a little bumper cars, I believe, over there. It's really cool. And then you got a nice pretty view or pretty walkway. I want to say the entire trail goes for 2 or 3 kilometers, just every which way. It's really cool. There's a lot to do in the city, and this isn't even the main city center. So if you ever get super bored, you could always go to the main square or main city and just, you know, find something else to do. But yeah, I'll show you a couple other things in a second. Right over there, that wild berries is the Amazon equivalent of Russian products. You can buy the same thing and they would deliver it to wild berries. There's also a zone which is more accessible for us. We seem to find more variety through Ozon than wild berries, and it's also closer, but they're both the same concept where you buy and then they can deliver it to you, but in many cases I would just send it right to that building and then you can walk. You know, it's like a five or so minute walk to get to where you need to go. This is a popular grocery store up in Jodachka. It's a really nice grocery store. It's got all the essentials. There's a couple others that are closer, but that's the sports complex. There's a soccer field and a couple smaller little areas to play sports outside. And then on the indoor, there's a volleyball court, basketball court, gym. It's a nice little complex. There's I'll get to it in a second, but there's a shawarma place. If you can see that little chicken sign, that's I think they're 24 hours or very close to 24 hours. I go there very frequently if the other shawarma place is closed. So here we are. That's one chicken store. We got 13 seconds. This is my other actually favorite shawarma place in Russia. And then there's a pharmacy, there's what's called Magnet, which is your basic grocery store as well, open 24 hours. Go to another one down the corner, but there's another Pechorachka over there, which we'll head to in a second. There's a little open produce section, by the way, just wanted to show that. There's a pharmacy, there's I believe a masseuse that lives upstairs, and they give massagers and all that good stuff. There's a little cosmetics store over there. If you want tobacco products, you go to the back. So yeah, a little bit of everything. There's a little water station if you wanted to get some like purified water, but usually you can get I believe a water filtration system set up on in your own flat. Here's the other Torechka. It's like a supermarket, if you will, where there's just a lot of different stores that you can go to. There's a zone that's inside this building, and you can grab your products that you order. They'll have it set up in the shop. Usually it's like a 1 to 3 day delivery to get it from when you order. Another pharmacy, there's a flower shop, Svetort, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully the Russian viewers will correct me here, but I believe that's what that would be. There's another flower shop over there, Sveti. Another grocery store right there. And let's see. This is the bakery that I like. This bakery is fantastic. They have something called chebureki, which is the greatest product of food I've ever seen. I don't think I can see it in there. No, I don't see it. They've got like little pizzas and burgers, and there's like the savory side and then the sweet side over here. But it was a bit loud. But chebureki is a pastry or some light fried bread with meat on the inside, like a thin layer of beef. Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. There's a handful of items that I love, and that is one of them. So I could probably eat 8 to 10 of those a day. But it's very filling. And they have these not there, but in some grocery stores there's this, it's a cottage cheese bar. I believe it's Alexander Dvorig. It's like the brand name is Alexander something. I forget the exact brand. I'll have to pull it up, but it's this cottage cheese filling with usually chocolate on the outside. Some brands or some of their versions will have like a thin cookie, like a Biscoff cookie almost, with raspberry or strawberry filling on top, and it's all covered in chocolate. Oh my gosh. And the thing here that's really nice is the cottage cheese is actually filling, and it tastes, it's like a natural taste. So you actually, it doesn't feel like you're just eating water with like a little piece of cottage cheese. It's like a very dense, thick product or dairy product. Same with the milk and the cheese. It's got a very a completely different taste. Like the milk here is actually natural and genuinely organic, which is it's crazy to say, but I'd gone over 20 years of my life without actually tasting genuine milk. And all the versions I've had before were just watered down versions of milk. And they also last a lot less, like the shelf life is shorter because they don't put a bunch of preservatives into it. So instead of the milk lasting like 2 to 3 weeks, you can have milk that lasts, a couple days, but also the quantity or the volume of the milk isn't as big. So you go to the grocery store more often, and you'll make more frequent trips as you buy products from the grocery store. And it's very common to walk from the grocery store, so you'll very often be grabbing like 1 or 2 grocery bags. And one thing that's really nice with that is they're actually strong. So when you make a trip from the grocery store to your house, the bags are actually meant to last. So they're a lot more like tough material, which I appreciate. And by the way, here's another grocery store, pharmacy area. So if there wasn't enough for you, there's an abundance of them. But yeah, those are all the major updates I can think of at this current point in time. Maybe I'll think of 1 or 2 others, but I appreciate you watch my rambling walk around my neighborhood. I tried to give you guys some of the highlights, but if you have any questions, let me know. Happy to answer in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hit some buttons, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. That definitely helps me out tremendously. Maybe share it with someone that's open to the concept of moving to Russia or considering it. It's not nearly as bad as people make it out to seem in the media. And maybe if I can help one person just get a different perspective, then my goal has been hit. And I'm also making this channel to document my process through life, just so I have something to look back on with my family. And I'm trying to film as many things that I find interesting as possible. And that's the core mission of this channel. There's no one which direction that I want to take it. It's more just things that I find interesting, and hopefully you guys find it interesting too. So thank you so much. God bless, and stay tuned.